Today, I've got a stuffed pepper recipe for you, so if you're interested in that, stay tuned. Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If this is your first time here, my name is Pamela and I like to share deliciously easy plant-based recipes. So if those are the types of videos that you like, be sure to click that little red subscribe button down below along with the notification bell so you don't miss any of my future videos. Today, I have got a pico stuffed pepper recipe for you. So let's go ahead and jump right in. So this recipe was actually inspired by the Latin stuffed peppers on page 156 of the official Bright Line Eating Cookbook. I made that recipe and I definitely knew I could improve on it. It was basically, to me, it was basically just black beans and raw red onions in a raw red bell pepper. So it was definitely good inspiration, and I knew I could improve on it. So here's what I did to improve on it. I started off by making a pico de gallo. So here I am just chopping up some, these are grape tomatoes. Cherry tomatoes are also good. I like using smaller tomatoes. They have a lot more flavor, but you can use really any tomato that you have on hand. I just prefer using the small ones. They do take a little bit more time to chop up. So if you want it to go a little bit quicker, you can use a Roma tomato. That would also work, or any tomato that you prefer. And then I am going to dice up some red onion. So that's the same as the original recipe here. So dice up some red onion, also throw that in the bowl. And then up next is some garlic. I like a lot of garlic in my pico de gallo. So it's kind of to taste however much garlic you like in your pico de gallo. I don't remember how many cloves I used there, but it was about a handful. So use more or less depending on your taste preference. And then up next, I think I did the cilantro next. Yep, there we go, fresh cilantro. And it was about a handful. So again, to taste, I know some people like more or less cilantro. Pico de gallo is a really forgiving recipe, so it's kind of everything to taste, however much you like in there. And then some lime juice and some salt. And that is pretty much it. That is a fresh pico de gallo salsa. So I'm just giving it a good stir, and then I'm gonna let that sit for a little bit. All right, up next, I've got some black beans, and these are just out of a can. I drained and rinsed them. And I'm just gonna give them a bit of a mash with the back of a fork. And I'm not mashing them completely. I do want to leave a couple of them whole. And then I'm gonna mix in that pico de gallo salsa that I just made. All right, and I'm gonna mix that in nice and good. Now, the original recipe also has cheese. In what I'm making right now, I'm not adding cheese because I was doing low fat at the time that I made this video. But you can also mix the cheese in directly into that mixture, or you can put it on top, as you'll see later in the video. And then you're gonna cut 2 bell peppers in half. It takes about 3 half bell peppers to make 1 serving. So I've got 2 halves there. And then here is my 3rd half. And just go ahead and pull out as much of the seeds and like the pith part as you can. And I've got a parchment lined tray there. And I've said it before in some of my other videos, but if you crumple up the parchment paper, it lays down flat a lot easier for you. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and stuff each bell pepper half with my little bean and pico de gallo mixture there. And you can use any color bell pepper that you like, so yellow or orange. I wouldn't recommend green, but if you really like green peppers, you could totally use green bell peppers as well. And this makes just enough to perfectly stuff 3 halves. And I will put the amounts in a link down below to a recipe page where you can print out a recipe for a single serving. And that will also include the cooking times. I want to say I did this in my air fryer, I believe at 450 for 20 some odd minutes. I'll have to look. I wrote it down for you guys. So that will all be in the recipe page for you. So there you have it. I cooked them until the bell peppers were nice and tender and had a little bit of a char on them. And then I also topped it with a little bit more cilantro. And I did also make my husband a plate. And you'll see I put cheese on top of his. So there's his with cheese on top. Or you can mix it into the stuffing, as I mentioned before. So there's a couple different ways that you can do the cheese. But this is so delicious, and it is quickly becoming a favorite in our household. All right, if you like this video, go ahead and give it a thumbs up and share it with a friend. If you want to see more from my channel right now, go ahead and click one of the videos that you see on your screen right here, and I will see you next time.